Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a video by Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. There's a video today by B Crag titled Why is everyone so fat now? Why is everyone so fat now? So my take on this is because, in the first world country, you have access to like a lot of food and you can't really control yourself. That's my belief. And as you can see, well, I don't know if you can see, but I've got a bit of meat on my bones too, and I'm working on it, but there's no excuse for that. And by the way, like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel and my other two channels. I'll put down the link below, and let's see what B Crack has for us today.
75, around 12% of people in the USA were obese, which is around 25 million people. But now, fast forward to 2025, and that number has skyrocketed to over 40%, meaning around 136 million people in the USA are obese. If you expand this to the overweight population, that number increases yet again to around 70%. And this is a worldwide epidemic, with countries around the world trying and failing to fight the rising obesity rates. The dangers and impacts of being obese are very well known, from diabetes, heart disease, cancers, and so on. Everybody knows how dangerous it is, which begs the question, why is everyone so fat now? Whether it's a super morbidly obese on TV shows like My 600 Pound Life, fat influencers online saying that it's okay to be fat, or just seeing obese people in your day-to-day life, it feels like everyone everywhere is gaining weight at an insane pace. Well, I want to get to the bottom of this, and although most people will blame laziness, the answer isn't as straightforward as you might think. Now, like I mentioned in the intro, obesity numbers worldwide have absolutely skyrocketed in recent years. And now we're in the UK, where I'm obviously from, 64% of us are now classed as overweight or obese, which is pretty much 2/3 of the population. This is genuinely terrifying, especially when you consider that in the 1970s, only around 3% of people were considered to be obese. But why is that? Well, one of the main reasons was that food in the 1970s was, well, real food. Especially in the UK, a typical breakfast in the 70s would have been porridge, bakery bought bread, and some eggs. Dinners were meat and some veg, and mainly home cooked. America was similar too, with the vast majority of meals being home cooked and needing actual effort to make. But as time has gone on, more convenient ways of getting your food has taken over, and this food is nowhere near the quality of the foods we used to eat. And this is one of the main reasons obesity rates has exploded. Now for breakfast, most people will get a bowl full of sugar-filled cereal. And for dinner, a lot of people will be going through a fast food drive-thru, or getting a microwave meal. In today's convenient world, ultra-processed food has become a staple in the majority of people's diets. And in the UK, around 57% of our calorie intake is from ultra-processed food. But what actually is ultra-processed food? UPFs, or ultra-processed food, usually talks about food which contains formulations of ingredients, mostly of exclusive industrial use, typically created by a series of industrial techniques and processes. And to me, that doesn't sound like real food. This food is filled with flavor enhancers, sweeteners, artificial flavors, and by design, they use processes you simply can't replicate at home. So the only way you can get this food and flavor is by buying it through them. UPFs are engineered to hijack your brain. They're cheap, calorie dense, and designed to make you crave more. You'll eat them, feel full for an hour, then want them again after that. That's not an accident, it is literally by design. If you remember the stat I mentioned earlier about how 57% of a UK diet is made up of UPFs, well, if you look at children and low-income families, this number becomes 80%. If you have a low income, buying this cheap food is more appealing than buying what you think are expensive ingredients to make healthier meals. There's also the time element. People who are on lower income jobs, especially manual ones and ones with long commutes, are often so exhausted by the time they get home from work that they just feel like they don't have the energy to cook a full meal. So instead of that, they'll just reach for the most convenient thing. This is something that can be seen as laziness too, but the context really matters. People who work 12 hours a day have tons going on in their lives. It's understandable why they'd want to eat more convenient meals. It's not good, but it's understandable. But then you get the people who are just truly lazy, such as Donut Mom, who is unemployed and seems to have all the time in the world, yet can't be bothered to feed her kids real food. I've made a full video on her and others like her because it's just so infuriating to watch her boast online about feeding their kids slop. And there are millions of people like this who are becoming so reliant on convenient foods that they've become addicted to them, and they probably don't even know how to cook a real meal anymore. And the worst part is that they'll never run out of junk to crave. Every week there's a
So all this thing is said, rather, right? I feel like it's true. Well, I think we all know it's true. But a point I would like to say is that I feel like if you're just more, what's the word now? If you just spend a bit more time trying to prepare meal preps, you know, meal preps, trying to watch what we eat. I feel like apart from that though, I feel like I wanna go on a month without fast food, and I wanna see how well like I'll drop my weight, right? Or how will my body will improve? I want to try that because I can't lie. For like the past 3, 4, 5 months, I've been going crazy on fast food. But like, I feel like because last year it was let's say 3 times a week, but now, well, it's crazy. So I gotta really, really, really watch what I'm eating. But and also I feel like it's cheaper to make food than to eat fast food because here in Canada a good meal goes for like $15, bro, and that's not even, I don't know, that's not even like a good meal. That's just like that's not even a healthy meal. That's just something to eat. I mean, so to get a good meal, probably $25 for a good meal. That's gonna fill you. So it's crazy all over the world, but we have to find a way around it and keep ourselves healthy. That's just my take on that.
Burger. Every week there's a new frappuccino, a new flavor that's designed to hit your dopamine like it's a new experience.
And don't get hooked on fast food. I feel like we shouldn't just get hooked on fast food. That thing I said earlier, right? Going a month without fast food. I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna tell you all the results. Starting from today, I'll go a month without fast food, and I'll tell you all the results after a month. And I'll try working out. 'Cause I already work out. I work out 3 times a week now, but it's not consistent. But I feel like if I do that consistently and I watch what I eat and no fast food for a month, I'll tell you all. I'll tell you what I did, and I'll tell you all if it worked or if it didn't work or how well it worked or how well it did not work. So just giving you guys a heads up. So keep me accountable on that.
These new recipes and burgers are more of just the same ultra-processed junk and sugar designed to be tasty, yes, but also designed to get you addicted and wanting more. And unfortunately,
Yeah.
companies have succeeded in their goals to get you addicted. And it's not just the food that's high in calories either, and people get tons of calories from sneaky things like sugary drinks and coffee. One can of full sugar Coke has 140 calories in, and I know people who drink multiple of these a day. Now, outside of food and drinks we know are unhealthy, like fast food and junk food, the food industry has also succeeded in hiding ultra-processed food behind healthy labels. Now, I've just went out and bought some cereal that I thought looked very American, just to be more relatable to my American audience. And you can see this is sort of like a Lucky Charms off-brand. Now, this cost me £3. Obviously, this is marketed to children. It's got the bright colours and it's got the characters on the top and the marshmallow. Now, it's advertised on the front as wholemeal, but then when you look at the ingredients list, it's almost 3 of my fingers. Now, it gets even worse when you look at the sugar content of this as well. So, for reference, a kid should be having around 24 grams of sugar, 25 grams of sugar every day. And in a 42-gram serving of this cereal, there are 17 grams of sugar. And obviously, as we know, when you have sugar in the morning, it'll spike your blood sugar. And then soon after that, it'll crash and it'll just leave you more hungry and tired. So having this amount of sugar in the morning is not starting your day off well. Now, outside of ultra-processed foods and our poor diets, another massive factor causing obesity rates to skyrocket is just the fact that we all move less than ever before. And I'm not talking about deliberate exercise, but just in day-to-day life. 80% of our jobs are now sedentary. And I know in America especially, you need to travel pretty much everywhere by car. So there'll be days where people will barely do 1,000 steps. If you compound this with the mental health crisis going on at the minute, with chronic stress levels at an all-time high, people feel the need to put exercise at the bottom of their list in terms of priority. So all of these factors combined, unhealthy food getting cheaper, people living more sedentary lives, and stress levels through the roof have literally created the perfect storm to allow obesity levels to completely explode. So how bad is all of this really? Well, there's a ton of economic factors, like obesity causing stress in the healthcare sector, sector, people being unable to work due to their obesity and so on. But I'm more interested in the health side and some of the social issues created. Obviously, being morbidly obese can put you at risk of heart disease, which is the #1 killer in the USA. It'll also increase your risk of getting type 2 diabetes, having a stroke, cancer, cause sleep apnea, and a long list of other health conditions. It can also ruin your mental health, and being obese can contribute to depression, low self-esteem, and just cause your quality of life to plummet. Outside of these
See, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna tell you the truth, right? So I felt my best when I was way less than this. Trust me. I felt my best when I was way less than this. I felt like I could pull more chicks. I felt like just because I don't know if you can see, but like I have a lot of fat on my face. Well, yeah, compared to before, it's way more fat on my face. So like my facial structure is not as defined as it was before. So there's that too. And for black people out there, right, the more fat you have on your face, like the darker your face becomes. So my face looks way darker than my skin does, like my actual skin does. I don't know if you can see, but like it looks way darker. So trust me. Well, let's say trust me, but like yeah, trust me. Losing weight really, really helps. Really, really, really helps with your self-esteem. It helps with the way you carry yourself outside. It helps with the way you interact with people. I feel like once you do that, like your overall life just becomes way better. And then the fact that I'm talking about this too, and I'm not where I'm supposed to be, but like I'm working towards it. But like you know what I'm saying. The fact that I'm talking about it shows that I also have to work on myself too, if you know what I mean, right? So that should really, really helps you out. Helps your self-esteem out. Just saying. Just pointing that out.
a channel called Dark Science has exposed some of the lesser known issues that obesity can cause, and honestly, they look absolutely terrifying.
Morbid obese weight can cause the arch of the foot to collapse, known as fallen arches. The arch of the foot is maintained by a tendon called the posterior tibial tendon. Over time, this tendon becomes strained from excess weight and collapses, resulting in flat feet. Excess fat doesn't just clog your arteries, it clogs your liver as well, causing fatty liver disease. Fatty liver disease is a condition where liver tissue becomes scarred from storing too much fat. As adipose cells become less efficient at storing fat, the body has to store it in a secondary location, which in this case is the liver.
This is just a glimpse at the amount of issues having too much fat causes to your body, and why obesity is now classed by the World Health Organization as a disease. So when you hear all of these fat positive influencers claiming you can be healthy at every size because there's no current issues with their weight, just know that they're doing potentially permanent damage to their bodies by being that fat. And this is why I just hate people like Virgie Tovar, who I covered in my video about everything wrong with fat activism. She and others like her push out this narrative that eating yourself to obesity is safe. And if you want to do it, you should just do it because you can be healthy and society should accept that. As we've just seen, it couldn't be further from the truth. And yes, you may not have health issues now, but unfortunately there's a reason why you don't see many old obese people. One of the worst things about this is that the obesity cycle is an incredibly tough one to break. If you are a parent and you are obese, your child is 10 to 12 times more likely to become obese than if you weren't. And then if you are obese as a child, while you're in your formative years, you're learning to eat food that's making you obese, and you're living the lifestyle that an obese person would have, and so you're more likely to stay obese as you get older. And then the cycle continues, and we have a population that is obese, struggling with mental health, and prioritizing convenience over their health. And this needs to change. So what can we do? Well, thankfully it seems like people and companies are trying to make a change and are waking up to the effects. And from what I've seen personally, it seems like a lot of people on social media and in my comment sections are becoming a lot more health conscious. A video on my Instagram popped up from an account called Boxwave, and this was the most inspiring post I've seen all year. It was of a little boy, obviously overweight, running up a hill and pushing himself harder than he probably ever had before.
Are we doing it for the bullies, Jacob?
No,
Then why are we doing this?
for ourselves.
Come on, you gotta pick it up, Jacob. You're doing so well. This hill is steep, but you gotta go quicker. Come on. No slowing down now. Come on, you're part of the Wolfpack, Jacob. You're leading the way. Everyone's so proud of you. Your family, us, everybody watching. Come on, Jacob, pick it up. We're nearly at the top. Come on, let's go.
And when I checked the account, I genuinely couldn't believe what I saw, because Jacob looked like a completely different person in the updated video.
Ooh, that's a good change, bro. See, like she just inspiring me. Like I've got to like lock in, bro. Like I've got to lock in and do what I have to do because Shit. No one knows, bro.
Hi guys, I have something to tell you. It's my last day of year 5 and I'm ready for year 6.
What do you remember, Jacob, when you ran in this van 6 months ago? What were you telling us?
My teacher gave us all chocolate, biscuits and cookies. And don't forget the chocolate.
Yeah.
And I refused it.
Good lad.
It's summer now, which means a lot more training, and I hope there'll be another tour like last time. Keep all the comments coming. I really love to read them.
And I actually had the chance to speak to Harry and Joe, the guys behind Boxwave. And because I'm an idiot, I forgot to record sound. But they shared that they felt the biggest contributor to the obesity crisis is just a lack of education on how to avoid it and the pitfalls of modern day living. Now this is something they're trying to change and make people aware of, making it their goal to make this generation the strongest generation through their videos and pop-up events. Now outside of people getting fit, companies in the UK have started marketing their products with the ingredients front and center to try and fight back against ultra-processed foods and give people real options for real food. Companies like Marks and Spencer in the UK have actually been making products like bread rolls and showcasing that they have only 5 ingredients, proving that they aren't filled with extra sugar or chemicals that you would get in a lot of other places. Now Marks and Spencer's is a bit of an upmarket store, but people shopping at places like Aldi and Lidl, which I know is have in America, have been showing off their budget shopping baskets, proving that you can get decent quality whole foods for good prices, with one person sharing their weekly shop, which costs just £36. Now I know in America some groceries will cost more than other places, but the idea is still the same. You can get healthy foods to make recipes with that will be cheaper than fast food. And this food shop just sort of disproves the myth that it's cheaper to eat fast food, because £36 for an entire week's worth of food is a very reasonable price point. Although a McDonald's meal might be cheaper than these ingredients, the ingredients allow you to cook multiple meals, so in the long run it will be a lot cheaper to cook from home. And there are plenty of healthy foods which are just undeniably cheaper than buying junk food, such as porridge oats, potatoes, rice, beans, lentils, and even frozen vegetables. You can buy all of these ingredients for a fraction of the cost, and if you add a bit of protein in, that is a very good full meal, and you'll feel fuller for longer and be healthier for it than eating junk food. However, despite people like Boxwave trying to educate and companies attempting to stock more healthy food, there really is only one person who can make a change, and that is you. At the end of the day, weight gain boils down to calories in, calories out. If you eat more calories than your body burns, you will gain weight. If you eat less than your body burns, you will lose weight. It really is as simple as that, and there's no amount of excuses a person can make to get away from that simple fact. It's easy to look at obesity rates rise and feel like you're just stuck or doomed to be overweight because of the society we've built, but don't fall for that. You need to hold yourself accountable for what you eat and how much you exercise. If you are stuck in a sedentary cycle and living off fast food, try and break that cycle. Learn a new recipe once a week. Start counting your calories. Park a bit further away from work so you do an extra 1,000 steps every day. Instead of reaching for a candy bar, swap it out for a piece of fruit. If you have no time to cook in the days, meal prep on a Sunday night or whenever you get some free time. I don't think everyone should live super regimented lives and live like bodybuilders, because that's just not real life. But I do think everyone should make an effort to be healthy. You have one body for the rest of your life and you need to take care of it. There are hundreds of great YouTube channels out there who can educate you on how to lose weight. You just need to put the effort in yourself to actually do the research to get healthy. And if a young kid like Jacob at Boxwave can push himself to lose weight, then anyone can do it. Now, if you want to see some of the effects that obesity can have on your body, click the video that's on your screen now to see
that was a good vid actually. And the boy we saw, that was very inspiring, because 6 months, that's a lot of weight to lose in 6 months. I don't know the weight, like the specific amount, but like from the eye test, that's a lot of weight. But I feel like we can all just work on it, right? So how you say, yeah, he has to be conscious for it, because I feel like, because when I take the bus now, I take like a stop or two earlier, and I just walk all the way home to, like, you know, get some extra steps in that day, because I don't sometimes I just don't go to the gym because I'm just tired, or I've got like a lot of coursework to do, or I'm just lazy. So I feel like I just come off the bus 2 stops earlier, you know, and walk all the way. It's something that's pretty good to do actually. So if you're still here, one of my loyal, you know, people that watch me to the end, do like, share, subscribe. Let's get this video out there, and comment down below. Your thoughts about everything we just watched today. And love you all. See you all later. Bye. Yep.
If someone asked you how many calories you ate a day, do you think you'd
Hey yo, we have a hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys, what's poppin'? Hey guys, there's a video by B Crack today titled I'm fat but I eat vegetables. Yeah. Yep. Let's do the I've got work by 4 and it's 3. I'll probably stream to like 3:30, then I'll leave to catch the bus. Yeah. I'll not even start now because I'm tired. I think just do it though. Hey guys, what's good? Just pop in. Nope. It's on the trash. God. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. There's a video today titled I'm fat but I eat vegetables, Secret Eaters by B Craig. So last video we talked about obesity epidemic, why people are so fat nowadays. No, that sounded bad. Start over. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. There's a video today titled I'm fat but I eat vegetables, Secret Eaters by Big Crag. Last video we talked about the obesity epidemic rather, and why people are so fat nowadays. I gave my few thoughts on that. And today we have something similar, being fat. And we're here to just see what exactly this person is talking about today. By the way, like, share, subscribe. This channel is a growing channel. I mean, we're trying to make it grow, but it's what it is. And let's see where we can, let us go. And by the way, I also have a challenge too. I said I'm gonna stop eating fast food for a month, and I'm gonna go to the gym twice a week now consistently, and I'm gonna give you all the feedback when I'm done. So do keep me posted on that. I'll keep you all posted on that, so you all can keep me accountable. But let's dive right into this video and let us go.
If someone asked you how many calories you ate a day, do you think you'd know? Or if you did, do you think you'd tell the truth? Well, that's exactly what Secret Eaters tried to figure out when they launched their brutal weight loss show, which followed people who claimed they ate very little food but still managed to gain weight. A mystery which was easily solved as the stars of the show were followed by private investigators who looked at their eating habits, often with humiliating results. The episode I found to be the most brutal was in season 1 of the show. Obviously to me and you, it's pretty obvious that they can't be eating healthy food, as we know that the only way to lose weight is to eat less calories than you burn. And this can be made easy when you sign up to the Fat Loss Kitchen, which is my brand new newsletter that I started to share healthy meals.
Appreciate. Let's dive right into the video.
For helping people to get healthier. Use the link in the description to sign up and be on the lookout every single Friday evening for a brand new recipe. Now back to Stuart. He claims that the pair aren't big eaters of fatty foods and eat all the green stuff. Now, just like most people who are overweight, it's not just their physical health which is being impacted, it's their mental health too. For Stuart, he feels incredibly self-conscious about his size, admitting that he feels uncomfortable when Ronnie hugs him in a certain way because it makes him feel too fat, which he says massively impacts their love life. And Ronnie is also clearly affected by her size too, as her first thought after Stuart proposed to her was that she needs to lose weight for the wedding.
I don't want to be a big potato in a white dress.
So after Ronnie prepares a very bland looking ham salad for her lunch.
And then mind you though, right, because I feel like these kind of shows, they know that they're being watched, so they try to eat a healthier lifestyle, right? But I mean, you can't just stop doing something you're used to, so they will still have to, keep on eating the way they've been eating for a while. So yeah.
Away from the prying eyes of the surveillance team in their house. However, the pair do not know that they are being followed, and on their very first day of the plan, prove they do not eat healthy at all.
They're off for pizza. They might think that we don't know what they're up to, but our PI is 2 steps behind them.
After being seated in Pizza Express, the private
Pizza
investigator
Express.
reveals the pair ordered starters consisting of garlic bread and antipasto, or just an Italian platter of meats and cheese, which brought the total calories for this to around 1,400, and that was just the starter. Ronnie had a 4-cheese pizza with an egg and tuna on top. Outside of this sounding pretty grim, it also contained over 750 calories, which in all honesty isn't even too bad for a pizza. Stuart also had a chicken pizza which was 900 calories. And
Wait.
if pizza wasn't bad enough, they lashed on olive oil, which was estimated to be around 150 calories worth. The couple were followed for the rest of the week, which obviously they didn't know about, and the investigators tracked everything they ate. They spied on what coffees they drank, what meals they ordered, and even how much popcorn they ate when they went to the cinema. Nothing was left unknown. This is completely different to the other shows I cover, especially My 600 Pound Life, and it leads to a massive wake-up call at the end of the show. Outside of the pizza, Ronnie claimed prior to the show that she ate around 1,800 calories a day, which is from a mixture of healthy foods such as seeds, fruits, vegetables, and whole meals. If she was consistently doing this, weight loss would have been easy. However, as we'll come to find out, it seemed like they were trying to play the system a little bit. Like I mentioned, Ronnie swears that this is her typical diet, and they were right, because there simply isn't enough food there to get them to the weight they are. If they did really eat this on a weekly basis, even with the high calorie foods once every couple of weeks, there's no way they wouldn't lose weight. And
Yeah.
Anna saw this too, and asked the burning question I can guarantee you're thinking right now. Now you can make of this what you will, but in my opinion, it's pretty easy to see that this is not what she really eats on a daily basis.
Yeah, facts.
The show is called Secret Eaters for a reason, and
Yeah.
it's clear she's doing exactly that. The week that the cameras were on her, she ate less and did lose weight, which just
Yeah.
proved to her that it was possible. However, it shouldn't take private investigators and your house being surveilled to stop the denial that you're eating so much food. Despite Anna accusing Ronnie of gaming the show, she does get to her level and offer her some genuine advice. Stuart himself ate a 1,150 calorie meal, which means that this was around half his daily calories. And if anyone's ever eaten one of these meals, you'll know that they're not exactly filling either, which is the opposite of the meals featured in my newsletter, The Fat Loss Kitchen. The link's in the description. Stuart was also put on a healthy eating plan off the back of this, with the goal to eat less than 2,000 calories a day. They were given 10 weeks in total to stick to their plan and lose some weight, and I've got to say, the results were genuinely impressive. Before we look at their physical differences, the pair shared the mental differences, and it isn't surprising that after they started to control their diet, they genuinely felt better about themselves. And you can actually see the difference in their bodies and their confidence, and when the weight loss amount is revealed, it's easy to see why. Stuart ended up losing 1 stone 6 pounds, so 20 pounds in 10 weeks, which is a good healthy amount to lose. Ronnie's weight loss was even more impressive too, losing 1 stone 8 pounds, a 22-pound weight loss in total. Their weight
Wow.
loss, despite their objections at the beginning and their clear denial about their eating habits, proves that if anyone sticks to a plan, they can lose weight. It shows that there truly is no mystery in weight gain, only denial and self-deceit, which can be extremely difficult to overcome. Let me know if you
Yeah.
like this video. It was a bit different than my usual stuff, but it was fun covering a different weight show. Now, if you want to see people who
I ain't gonna lie. I have to like look into and see what I can do about these guys, because I feel like I'm most in this situation too, and I have to try and better myself by any means possible. So that 30-day work diet is on. No more fast food for a month. I'll gym 3 times a day. I'll try to watch what I eat. I'll probably try to eat only twice a day, and we'll see what the results are. But yeah, love you all. See y'all later. I've got a bus to catch soon. But bye. Let's see if there's any other thing I can watch.
What's poppin', y'all? You notice how
Yeah, so I feel like I'm just gonna brief through this because I've got like 10 more minutes, and this is a 14-minute video. So this is how it goes. Hey guys, what's good? What's poppin'? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We have a video today by Hello Yasin Extras titled "Nobody Cares About Doechii Anymore." Nobody cares about Doechii anymore. Is that her name? Doechii. I don't know how to say it, but like, yeah. So I don't really listen to music like that. My taste is not really refined, and I'm more of a Afrobeat kind of person. So yeah, I don't really do that. But I've heard about her. I know she had fans, but I don't know exactly I don't know what kind of music she does. I don't really know a lot about her, but let's see what Yasin has for us today. And by the way, like, share, subscribe. Let's get the video out there. And we're trying to expand, so subscribe to this channel. Yeah, let's go.
Haven't heard the name Doechii in a very long time. Well,
Yeah.
I put out this tweet that ended up banging, and it got me thinking of a much darker and suspicious behavior from that camp. So I put out the tweet on May 26th saying, "Notice how nobody has even heard the word Doechii in the past 6 months, but we were supposed to believe she was the hottest thing on earth." Now, where did this thought process come from? Because I need to walk you through exactly how I came up with this tweet, how Doechii even came into my mind, and why I ended up putting this tweet out. So first off, this came from, and all started off with me discovering this artist Trim. And I covered her in a different video, this female rapper, and I was like, yo, this girl kind of hard. So I messed with her, and then I sent her music to a friend via text. So I sent her music to the friend, and he's like, yo, this girl's kind of fire. And then he says, but you're taking her over Doechii? And I was like, whoa. So he reminded me about Doechii, and then I thought, wait, what has Doechii been doing as of lately? And then I look her up and I see, like nothing's going on. So that's what prompts me to just put out this tweet, because on X, I just throw up random thoughts that I have that can't really turn into videos, or that it would be like a 2-minute video, so it doesn't even make sense. And then I'll just throw stuff up on X. But frankly, the X is full of a lot of dumb people, and it makes me like love you guys even more, like big heart, because I feel like my comment section, especially here on YouTube, I don't know what it is, I don't know what happened. Well, I feel like it's been like this for many years. You guys are like this, it's not a gem. A gem is not the right word. It's like this pearl. Yeah, it's like I've got a bunch of pearls, and people are opening up their oysters, and there's just like doo-doo in there. And I've just got these pearls that give thoughtful and thought-provoking comments, and just overall like a really healthy comment section. Not a glazing comment section. That's a little bit different. But back to the point. So the fact that this tweet boomed means one thing, that a lot of people share the same feeling or sentiment. It doesn't mean I'm correct or anything like that. So a lot of people feel this way. And this tweet started to draw the ire of a lot of like big Twitter accounts. And there's this whole subsection of X that just talks about like rap music, and they kind of glaze certain rappers, Doechii being one of them. I was like, what? And they started to come after me. I'm like, oh, these guys why are they so defensive? Like, I just asked a question. And for somebody like a Doechii, if she's so poppin', where is the anticipation for her project? There is none. She doesn't have a debut album yet. Well, Alligator Bites Never Heal, I don't know, was that a debut? It did win a Grammy, so it had to meet the requirements for that. But we start to get a bunch of people coping in the replies. You can even look up the tweet. And then I lean into it a little bit more. And I say, the Doechii copers are insane. Because some people were saying, man, she's just working on her debut. Like, what do you expect? Oh, she just had a song with Lady Gaga on the Devil Wears Prada 2 movie. Notice how they had to tell us that, and none of us knew that. And that song was DOA. You want to know another song that was made for a movie with an actor that actually performed well with Lady Gaga? Bradley Cooper. Yeah, they had that one song that was #1 or in the top 10 for weeks upon weeks upon weeks, for months actually. So clearly we've got a big disparity between a Bradley Cooper song who doesn't have a Grammy, by the way, or isn't a Grammy-winning artist. That song might have been nominated. I don't know. But what I'm talking about is prior to that song. And then I said, someone that was authentically getting swarmed like this in Paris is going to have a conversation about her consistently. There will be fans talking. And I said, let's keep it a buck. She has zero motion. Nine Vicious. These people, this guy signed to the new YSL. These are underground acts coming up. Blood, Bliad, I don't even know how this guy's pronounced. Shay, Slayer, the last of which I've only listened to one song by. All of these guys get more attention, more conversation, more anticipation than Doechii. And none of them have any award or a major hit. And I don't give a damn what she's working on, because if she's working on something, then there would be anticipation for it. Like, for example, Nine Vicious, this guy, when he was working on his project, I'm hearing about it nonstop. They're like, yo, when is this coming out? Or I'll give you another example, Ken Carson, Project X, when that was coming out, or Project Teen, I don't even know. The one that looked like the Project X cover. He was really small at that time, but the hype around that was insane. You couldn't avoid it if you were involved in hip-hop whatsoever. With Doechii, it's like, you're telling me a girl that blew up this big and had such a massive hit and a Grammy and supposedly had this active fan base, they're not like looking for leaks, they're not just taking over the timeline. There's just nothing, a big nothing burger. And I say, it's okay. She's a talented artist that released a really good mixtape album. I listened to, I did a live stream. I've probably done 2 live streams in 8 years. One of them was listening to the first posthumous album by XXXTentacion, and I don't even know how many people were on there. It might have been like 78 or something like that. I remember the number exactly.
That's calm.
It maybe like peaked at 101. If you were there, that's crazy. That was so long ago. It had to be 2018, I think. And then this Doechii one. And I listened to it, and of course, it's like because of copyright reasons. And I like the album. I like Doechii as an artist. I enjoy her music. So it's funny when people say, like, man, this guy hates on Doechii's music. No, you clearly haven't listened to what I've said. And even in this tweet, you know that they're just on autopilot, because I'm saying that she's talented, but you're not gonna lie to us. And I said, we can admit that she released a good mixtape album. I do think a lot of people are just hating on her, like Aiden Ross and I think they just hate on her because she feels like so forced on them. But I said, we can also admit that they were frauding how popular she really was. And people talking about a Gaga feature that went straight to the end screen of a movie, and a timeless remix that was as forgettable as Ye's remix of Like That. People were like, yo, she was on Timeless. I didn't even know she was on Timeless. Timeless, the song with The Weeknd and Playboi Carti, I had no idea. I was like, wait, that actually came out? And it's like That. And some people were like, wait, Ye dropped a remix to Like That? Yeah, he did. The one with Metro Boomin and Future. He tried to hop in on the Drake beat. And y'all know how much I love Ye music. And y'all probably love Ye music. None of us wanted that. None of us wanted Ye on that. And it's evidenced by the fact that even Metro Boomin and them, they didn't want to clear it. He just put it out on YouTube, and nobody really cared past like 12 hours. So I would get quoted by somebody and saying, Doechii's currently working on her debut. Please remember, great artists prioritize quality over quantity. Don't be surprised when she's #1 again. I'm like, yo, this is such a suspicious and just weird tweet to send out. And I reply, I'm like, well, Doechii's never been #1. Not on the albums chart, nor the singles chart. And we won't be surprised if she starts winning awards again, though. And you can see it right here. 0 #1 hits. She's had 9 songs, and top 10 hits is 1. And that was The Anxiety. And then on the Billboard 200 is the albums. So she's never been #1 at anything. I don't even know why that would come up. And then somebody tries to be critical and says, yo, I don't even like Doechii, but saying these little industry plants get more attention is asinine. It's like, well, no, they don't. You can measure it by every observable metric. And the most observable metric is not how much somebody streams, how high did they chart, how much radio play did they get. It's how many people are, of course, showing up to their shows. That's the most important one. But how much activity and anticipation is there for the next thing that's going to come out? How much conversation is being drummed up about them, especially if there's a fan base? Because if there's a fan base, there are going to be people that meet up with each other digitally and have conversations, whether it be group chats, whether it be Twitter communities, which have now been removed. So I just go and do a little bit like some Google Trends searching. And I was like, these, quote, industry plants are washing her. And that major spike for Doechii was because of the Met Gala. Nothing to do with her music career. Slayer is the only one consistently below her, and he's the newest rapper right now. So you can see all of these charts. You can see that Doechii is the one in the blue, and she's consistently underneath a couple of these people. But just the fact that she's even in the same world as these people, and this is the closest thing that we could search up, and this is in the US mainly, and we did the past 3 months. Like, these guys that I mentioned, they're pretty irrelevant. Like, we're not talking a Don Toliver, we're not talking a Yeet, we're not talking, hell, we're not even talking about a fake Mink. Like, we're talking about guys that are tier 3 rappers right now, not tier 4. Like, they're C-list rappers. They're still on the up and up, even though they're well known and they have strong fan bases. So the behavior around this made me think of this Academics clip when he was talking about meeting up with Dave Free,
where eventually even says, like, bro, how much is he paying you for this? And
Wow.
I'm so stupid. In the moment, I'm thinking, wait, you think Drake paid me to come here? What the So I think I said, nobody knows I'm coming here. Even Drake. What do you think Drake would pay me to go to a concert? What the No, then he said, no. I'm like, pay you for like all of this that you're saying. And I'm like, huh? He's like, bro, like, I want to know what you're getting from this. And that's who I think he's a smart businessman. But that's when I was just like, wait, they thought Drake bought me? I've never been more insulted.
So this situation happened when Academics had bought tickets or box seats or something to a Kendrick Lamar show when he was doing the GNX tour. And he was approached by Dave Free, who was former president, like an executive at TDE, and he left to work with Kendrick Lamar on PG Lang now. And what really opened my eyes with this Doechii experience was that if this guy approached Academics just in absolute shock and awe that Academics wasn't getting paid to post favorably about Drake, like, he's like, yo, how much is he paying you? What does that lead you to probably believe? That individual probably has people that are being paid or being incentivized in some manner to talk positively about people that he works with. And I'm not saying that, everybody's getting paid to talk about Doechii, but when you look at the average person, not a Twitter account associated with hip hop that has some clout on X, when you look at normal people, normal streamers, normal content creators, everyone's like, yo, we're not buying this whole Doechii was the hottest thing in the game. And this was when she had an actual hit on the charts. Like, yeah, the hit is legitimate. That's a song that a lot of people found catchy. But to try to paint it as, she was this next wave, and then try to gaslight the people that are like, yo, she's not hot, she's not popping. And now that the dust has settled, after winning a Grammy, after having a hit, after doing a tour, after doing all this other stuff, festivals, and there's zero anticipation for what she's going to drop next. And this is just a forewarning that when she does drop, notice how everything's going to get turned up to 10. But where is the fan base? And we're not talking about a silent fan base. She deserves to have, with all the accolades that she's received, to have an active fan base. And this is something that can only be done with time. Well, time and...
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I go both to catch, but then, like, when I first heard of Doechii, or I think the conversation right then was that this shorty right here, she's an industry plants. But I don't know whether she is or not. I don't know if she is or not. But she's just consistently drop music, drop some songs, so we can all, people that listen to rap can stream her music and, get her followers up. But by the way, that's a good video by Yasin Extras. Love y'all. See y'all later next time. Have a good one. And yeah, bye.